Your Excellency Masatsugu Asakawa, President of the Asian Development Bank, Your Excellency Haruhiko Kuroda, Governor of the Bank of Japan, Honorable Tetsushi Sonobe, Dean, as well as CEO of the ASEAN Development Bank Institute, fellow ministers, governors, ladies and gentlemen, very good afternoon to all of you. First, I would like to convey congratulations and a happy 25th anniversary for the ASEAN Development Bank Institute. I would like to also compliment the Dean and CEO management, as well as all staff of the ADBI for this 25 years achievement. Since its establishment in 1997, Asian Development Bank Institute has been playing a significant role in research, publication, capacity building, and knowledge sharing on ASEAN development. Recently, we recognized and highly appreciate ADBI's role in supporting the Indonesia G20 presidency on the finance track and Sherpa track through Think 20 or T20 to conduct the main and side event, as well as communicate our priorities and agenda to the world. We also would like to convey appreciation to ADBI for publishing Creative Economy 2030 with a special focus on Indonesia as a global creative economic powerhouse, G20 presidency in 2022, and ASEAN chair in 2023. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, the IMF has projected global economic growth to significantly decelerated from 6.0% in 2021 to only 3.2% in 2022 and 2.7% in 2023. The consistent downward revision of the global outlook from all international institutions have marked increasingly risks we face this year and next year. Multiple factors have fueled this condition, such as the war in Ukraine that aggravated the already soaring inflation pressure and much tighter monetary policy to fight inflation. The major near-term challenges become much more complex and highly interrelated. Despite the elevating pressure in the global economy, some Asia-Pacific countries are still performing well. Several ASEAN countries such as Philippines, Thailand, Malaysia, Vietnam, and of course Indonesia have experienced an increasing growth trend beginning in first quarter 2023 and continue to third quarter 2022. ADB projected that Southeast Asia will achieve economic growth of 5.1% in 2022 and 5.0% in 2023. This is certainly much higher than the global growth. Strong recovery is also seen in many other Asia-Pacific countries. These robust performances are a good foundation for further thriving, but this region cannot let the guard down. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to address the issue of energy and sustainability. The current global challenge, it is not only pandemic, but also we are all under the threat of climate change, including in this case, how we are going to design sustainable development and designing mitigation and adaptation action. People and country need to adjust to this climate change threat. Indonesia recently has submitted enhanced national determined contribution to the UNFCCC Secretariat. We increased our emission reduction from 29% to 31.89% unconditionally, and from 41% to 43.2% conditionally. This will be aligned with our long-term low carbon and climate resilience strategy up till to 2050 with a vision to achieve net zero emission by 2060 or sooner. As a concrete step in materializing this commitment, Indonesia has launched energy transition mechanism, which is obviously announced during COP26 in Glasgow and as a collaboration between Indonesia and ADB. This energy transition mechanism, or ETM, is designed to speed up the retirement of coal-fired power plants earlier and also to improve and promote renewable energy development. By implementing the ETM program, we wish to accelerate our pathway toward net zero, especially on the energy sector. The establishment of the Indonesia ETM country platform has been officially announced during our G20 summit in November 14, 2022. This country platform aimed to mobilize private and international participation in financing our energy transition mechanism project in a blended finance scheme and seek an appropriate financing scheme transaction approaches that benefit community, regional economies, as well as our environment. The government of Indonesia has received indication of interest from several development partners to participate in this ETM project. During the G20 summit, the government has also announced the joint statement under the Just Energy Transition Partnership, or JETP, led by the United States, Japan, and as well as other partners. By indicating a potential financing up to 20 billion US dollar, JETP will support our ETM program. In October 2022, government has also received funding commitment from Climate Investment Fund, or CIF, at the amount of 500 million to be leveraged up to 4 billion US dollar to also support our ETM platform. We want our ETM program to be a concrete showcase of transition activity and investment that can successfully mobilize the participation of our development partner, global private investors, as well as philanthropists. We expect that this can be replicated in other developing countries. I'm also expecting to see the inclusion of energy transition in the ADBI's research project in the next 3 years. There is still a deliberation about whether the retirement of coal-fired power plants itself could be considered emission reduction rather than merely emission avoidance. The ADBI can tap into this area of deliberation to be further researched. So the collaboration of the ADB is currently undertaking on the ETM can be also strongly supported by the ADBI, including, of course, in this case, how a country can reduce emission and also provide and develop instruments, for example, like carbon market. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, to provide optimal benefit for our people, we ensure that all reform and innovative policy above are research-based. That is why in all reform and innovative policy taken, Indonesia always open to the involvement of think tank to provide our advice, as well as jointly formulate and evaluate our policy. Reform are currently continuing, and there is still a lot of work to be done. In the future, support from the think tanks, including from the ADB Institute, on the previously mentioned issue will definitely welcome and mostly also benefiting for many of our member countries. Indonesia will take ASEAN chairmanship in 2023. Our theme for this chairmanship is going to be ASEAN Matters, Epicentrum of Growth. We have identified potential topics for ASEAN priority agenda, including digital economy, sustainable finance, recovery from the impact of the pandemic, and building regional capacity in producing vaccine, infrastructure financing, as well as financial inclusion for small and medium enterprises. The ADBI can also actively support and engage in our delivering the ASEAN priority agenda under Indonesia leadership next year, as some of the identified priority which I've already mentioned. This is also, I believe, aligned well with your expertise in the ADBI Institute. To conclude, I would like to once again congratulate ADB Institute on its silver anniversary. I believe the ADBI can maintain its improved performance to support the development in Asia and Pacific. Thank you and happy 25th anniversary.